things that were directly targeted at trying to hold down the cost, which has obviously been rising. One of the reasons the cost has been rising is because we have wonderful health care here. And what we worry about is that we're going to turn us into a kind of European-type healthcare system where excellence is not at the top of the list of priorities. Yeah, I mean, in England, for example, everybody's covered. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means you have the opportunity, if you have an elective procedure, for example, a knee replacement, of waiting months and months and months, maybe years, to get your procedure. Or if you have a serious illness, maybe you don't meet the criteria. Maybe you're too old or too this or too that, and you're not eligible. And that is the last place we want to take America.
I think that even though I strongly disagree with the assertions that have been made over the past few days about political rhetoric inspiring this crazy man, I do think that maybe we are at a point now where we're at least having a discussion about political rhetoric. Do you feel like we'll be able to have a discussion about solutions to the rising cost of health care without the inflammatory language it's lofted about by some on the right and the left, but I'm going to specifically use the death panel moniker. Now, I've read the provisions where it talks about cost effectiveness. Now, to me, that says that the government is going to be deciding whether or not this is a cost-effective procedure that could extend the life of my mother or my father. You could call it a death panel, but is that helpful? And will we back away from some of that inflammatory language in an effort to say, look, you know, we're working on these problems? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I do. You know, regretfully, not a whole lot of, not a great many Americans read much American history. And with regard to the political discourse, most of the discourse we hear these days pales in comparison to what Jefferson and Hamilton said about each other, what Adams said about both of them. We have always had very spirited discourse politically in this country, going back to the very beginning. And in the early days, it was done through pamphlets and newspapers where they didn't even sign their names. You used a pseudonym. And you know, in various campaigns throughout our history, the discourse has been pretty objectionable to a lot of people. What's different today is because media is so pervasive, a lot more people hear it. And we have many problems in this country, serious problems, like very high unemployment. The political discourse, in my view, is pretty low down the priority list of things that we ought to be concerned about. We've got big, big problems, too much spending, too much debt, too high, way too high unemployment. We've got really big, serious problems that need to be tackled. So I don't spend a whole lot of time, Mandy, wringing my hands over political discourse.
Let me add, you brought up unemployment, and I saw that